With this tremendous weight of positive interest in the welfare of our planet, the pendulum swing between good and evil will soon swing to the side of good and stand steady in the light. That moment will bring with it the descent of peace, the return of the dove. Even now, like Noah of old, we gaze expectantly skyward, knowing that the dove is winging its way from outer space, bearing to us the symbolic olive branch from our planetary neighbors, those good friends we knew and loved so well back in the wonderful days before the laggards came, before we became wandering prodigals, before we became the lost, the bewildered ones. Now let us prepare for the great cosmic festival of reunion, of fellowship, of interplanetary friendship. Let us prepare to welcome the dove and send forth to all mankind the joyous message that the burning issues of confusion have vanished from the earth. Part 2. The Days Just Ahead. In preparing for the descent of peace, the return of the dove, let us examine the seething issue of confusion and controversy so soon to be annihilated by the action of the violet fire of the seventh cosmic ray. This, incidentally, is the ray discovered by the American scientist Robert Millikan, coming to us directly as God's gift from the great central sun of our galaxy, Alpha and Omega. It carries the transmuting qualities of divine mercy, compassion, and forgiveness. It calls into action, if called into action by any human being, it will transmute discord, hate, greed, lust, and, in fact, all imperfections. It swung into manifestation in 1675 and has steadily gained in potency as the sixth ray of the Piscean age receded. The sixth, or ruby ray energy, which stimulated worldwide devotion to ideals and ideologies for the past 2,000 years, began to wane in 1625. The last of this Piscean energy was withdrawn from physical plane matter in 1954. The new Aquarian age will be energized by the violet fire of the seventh ray during the next 2,000 years. 10 billion souls currently associated with evolution on this earth will react under the effects of the inflowing ray. The earth is being drenched with the ray coming in from outer space and focused upon this planet by beamed direction from certain other planets and stars, which serve as great reservoirs for this cosmic energy. At the very center of the earth, certain rays carrying certain colors are blended, and now, during the Aquarian age, the resultant violet fire of the mighty seventh will constantly surge up and through the earth, washing over every single atom that makes up the globe. At present, the process is devoted almost solely to the cleansing of the planet through transmutation of discordant energy. In olden times, before the laggards came, the earth was known to be one of God's many mansions, as are all planets and stars. The center of the earth was regarded as the central altar of the planet, upon which eternally blazed the sacred flame. The flame knows only perfection. Unlike human beings, it has no sympathy for imperfection. In fact, the flame of God is not even aware that imperfection exists in the cosmos. That is why it is necessary to have mediators such as Sanat Kumara, the Christ forces, great adepts and masters, initiates and disciples. In other words, those who can look upon imperfection without taking it unto themselves. In turn, these beings have their human disciples, the trainees, who are still at a point of evolution where they are able to work directly in the dreadful snake pit of human karma, and at the same time serve the light. The process of cleansing the planet at this time with violet fire is directed by the hierarchy composed of the Christ forces, masters, the Shambhala administration, the Elohim, archangels and archai, adepts from other planets and stars, and a vast array of white magicians in cosmic service. But so far as the human family is concerned, no adept, no matter how high his evolutionary rank, can force an individual in embodiment to submit to any type of purification, unless the individual voluntarily and of his own free will asks for such assistance. Free will, which is being used destructively, can be countered to a certain degree if help is requested by others who observe the case of distress. Angels respond instantaneously to all such calls, and assistance is rendered, but usually the individual in distress is so bogged down in self-pity that he creates karma faster than the angels can remove the contamination in the amount allowed under karmic law. The soil, the vegetation, and the animals may be cleansed and freed of imperfection within certain karmic limitations which are imposed by humans themselves. For example, the hierarchy cannot, under law, cleanse the soil of all strontium poisoning from nuclear test fallouts, although vegetation grown on the poisoned soil may cause animal and human deaths. The strontium was released by stupid and misguided men dedicated to deeds of violence, but these individuals form part of the human family. Therefore, all humanity must bear the resulting karmic burden, and the soil, vegetation, and animals must bear the karmic burden with humanity until enlightened human beings insist that the test be stopped. The action of insistence immediately lifts some karma, even though the tests continue and the karma begins to pile up again. As of today, the tests are still blasting away, but with every boom boom, more and more people by the thousands shout their protest. Each time a protest is made, even as a thought, the light thus released is caught up by the angelic host, and the exact same amount of light is used to cleanse the atmosphere. But it is not enough for us to demand that the test be stopped, although it is a first step. Human beings are evolving gods and have been endowed with free will. They must at all times request help from the Creator, from their own God presence, or from a hierarch if they wish to completely transmute their own imperfections and become free from all distress of body, mind, and affairs. But they must also request divine help for the atmosphere, the soil, the vegetation, the elementals, and the animals they have endured. Furthermore, the assistance of the forces of light must be requested for all karma created in past embodiments, stretching back through 19 million years on this earth, and in the case of laggards, who are still lagging, transmutation must be effective for all karma generated by them previously on other planets and stars. This is a new thought for many, particularly for those dreamy escapists who insist that Jesus died for them and that they have been saved. Those who prate this frightful doctrine of vicarious atonement are probably among the least saved on the planet. They too someday will be called upon to awaken and to stretch their minds and hearts upward to the light. It is in this human area of established and reverenced dogmatism that we find the greatest confusion and misunderstanding today. It is in this area that the modern Noah must search the skies for a glimpse of the dove winging earthward with the olive leaf. To this area the dove must return before these troubled hearts know peace. Instead of considering the one, we find men and women everywhere running helplessly and hopelessly in pursuit of the many things which they think will increase their happiness.